Hello and welcome back to Info. In this video, I will show you how to install and use ChatGPT on Nothing Phone Free. Let's begin. Let's get our hands on the ChatGPT first, shall we? In order to do that, we could go to our browser and log in there, or even better, we could simply go into our Play Store and type in for ChatGPT. Though I have found that by default, whenever we try to search for anything, it usually ends up in the sponsored. So you could just click the ad itself. But if you want to, you can always just type in manually for the ChatGPT. So let's hit ChatGPT. And why does it take longer time than before? Oh my god, we have even two ChatGPTs. We have the sponsored one and unsponsored one. I'm joking, of course. It doesn't really matter which one you download, so I will install. And after installation is complete, we'll open the application. So, as you can see, our application now appeared. We can open it. And for first, we have some information. The official app is free, which is pretty good. But it's pretty important to note that ChatGPT can be inaccurate, especially about real-life information, since it's a well-known phenomenon. It's basically called hallucinations, and sometimes these AI language models will just make stuff up, so that's pretty funny. Let's continue. And as you can see, we don't really have to log in. We could, and I would strongly advise you to log in or sign up, probably via Google account, since it's easier, because otherwise you won't be able to retrieve... Oh, we can go back. It's funny. Since by default we can't retrieve the message history of the chat. The chat can't really gather information about us, nor it can do really anything, and I don't think we have a big amount of tokens to spend as an unsigned user. If you don't know what token is, basically each of your questions to the ChatGPT and each of the ChatGPT's responses are measured in tokens, and every single account has a daily token basically. They basically a basic token amount that you can spend daily. And of course you can increase the count by, for example, signing to like this ChatGPT Enterprise or Plus. I forget the name of the subscription, but basically you can just log in and then get a subscription to use the better version for ChatGPT for longer periods of time. But anyway, enough about the talks. Let's actually talk how can you use it. And it's all about prompts. You can simply ask him anything, ask him to do anything, ask him to analyze anything, or ask him to create anything. Lately, they have integrated that you can always put some sort of photos here. So, for example, you can send him an image of your homework, and he will do your homework. You can send him something else, and he will do something else. There's an endless possibilities that you can potentially use this tool. For example, if you are a programmer, you can use it for debugging or for creating very simple data structures, though personally I'm not really fan of it. Like, I don't trust what it will say, though lately it's been really good with gathering data, so that's pretty cool. So what we can do? Well, we could take a photo of our logo here. Let's maybe not allow our location. So I will take a nice photo of our logo, and we can try to ask him to do something with that logo. So for example, we can go and I've rolled the ChatGPT. We can input our image here, but unfortunately, in order to do that, we would have to log in. So as you can see, without signing up, the limitations are pretty limited, but it doesn't really stop us from doing something cool. So for example, we can ask him to gather information, but I almost know how to type like this. Oh my god, I'm really bad at typing. You know what, I will just pause the recording instead. Okay, I have typed in my prompt. As you can see, well, I can read it, that basically I want my ChatGPT to introduce himself and say what he can do. Then I want him to gather information about Hard Reset Info channel found on YouTube and tell me its honest opinion about that channel, with an advice regarding if it's worth subscribing to them or not. So, as you can see, this is basically a description of a task. I'm giving you a task to first introduce yourself, then gathering information about Hard Reset Info channel, giving opinion, and giving advice to or however you should subscribe or not. If you have troubles with writing prompts, you can basically imagine the ChatGPT as some dumb worker at your job that just got hired and he doesn't know anything, and you have to carefully explain to him every single thing that needs to be done, in the most basic way possible. Using that approach, you can easily do any prompt you want and task ChatGPT to do anything you want. But without any further ado, let's simply send it and let's see what he will do. And as you can see, whenever we are approaching the part of gathering information, we have some sort of bug. Oh, that's funny. As you can see, we have our first section of the text. So we have the introduction. Hi, I am ChatGPT and I develop blah 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 blah. We all know who you are. Then it will task us. Then it will say that, well, I'm about to gather information about Hard Reset Info YouTube channel and provide an honest review. And then it researched the information, and actually it bugged. There was some sort of mistake. I have no idea why. And then it tried to play the first section once again. As you can see, this is basically the very same thing that we've seen here, but phrased a little bit differently. But now, of course, let's see an overview of our channel. Honestly, I really want to know what he will write. Hard Reset Info is a YouTube channel along a multi-language website that offers device tutorials covering hard resets, factory resets, and basic troubleshooting for smartphones, tablets, and related electronics. It launched in October 2014. So far, it actually checks out. It has a massive following, approximately 1.3 million subscribers and over 800 million total views, with about 50 million views and 20,000 new subs in the past 30 days. I'm, to be honest, pretty surprised, but it actually used social charts, so that's cool. The channel mainly provides short step-by-step videos like how to reset device here or how to check storage on iPod mini. Practical content primarily for troubleshooting. It's multilingual and covers nearly 7,000... Oh my god, really? 70,000 devices across 6 languages: English, Spanish, Ukrainian, Polish, German, French. We also have limitations, that's interesting. So I'm not going to bother with writing every single strength, but our strengths are huge library frequent uploads, high reliability and reach, and multilingual coverage. I'm really interested in limitations though. So our limitations are narrow focus. It's not a tech review or a deep dive channel. You won't find opinions, spec comparisons, or news, only how-to guides. Actually, that's not true. We have lately launched a new channel called Hard Reset Rankings, when we're doing basically tech reviews and deep dives. So if you are interested in that, you can always check that out. And yeah, then we have repetitive format. If you frequently need assistance with device resets, it's perfect, but for general tech enthusiasm or broader content, it may feel dry. Well, I kinda agree, kinda disagree, but I'm pretty surprised that ChatGPT could think of himself. I do agree, kind of, but the point of our channel is to be as broad as possible. If you have some sort of niche problem, niche fix, bug, whatever, you want to type in, and there is a high chance that our video will pop up, because we do a lot of videos on very different problems that you might encounter during your research of the phone. And lastly, less personality or context. These are straightforward instructional videos, minimal host personality or contextual explanation. I would say it depends on the host. I would say I personally try to do some sort of nice context or, throw a joke or two. But you can always, I'm actually interested in your opinion, guys. If you want to see more of these videos, you can always share them down in the comments below. Anyway, we have final opinion. If you should subscribe. Yes, if you own multiple devices, if you prefer practical tutorials, you speak one of their supported languages, if you're looking for engaging content, deeper analysis, blah 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 blah. And finally we have 100% Info is a top-tier resource in its niche, fast, personal and extremely reliable for device troubleshooting. If that matches your needs, subscribe, otherwise stick with more diverse tech channels. And what's cool about ChatGPT is it will actually link its resource, every single one of them, and also images if it would use any, but it didn't, because we're probably not logged in. And as you can see, that's really cool. And for gathering data, it's incredibly nice tool, because in reality and in the end, ChatGPT is just a tool. Any kind of AI is a simple tool that humans can use for their own advantage. So if you have some sort of large project and you need to gather more data pretty nicely, ChatGPT is a very nice way to go. You can always use it for generation images, generating, not videos yet, but I'm sure this feature will be available in near future, or program or do so much more. It's, to be honest, crazy. But once again, it's a nice tool, and I hope that this video helped you just a little bit understand how it works and how to use it. Like, the most important thing, try to write prompts as you would write it to some sort of incompetent moron, or like just a dumb person, or a first day employee, whatever, as clear as you could possibly be, because anything vague will result in AI probably hallucinating or simply not understanding what you wanted it to do. But yeah, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.